Hello. I know it's been a while. The last video that I made was in October talking about how I was so excited to pursue YouTube as a career, and then I disappeared for 2 months. So I just wanted to come on here and let you know where I've been and what I've been up to. TLDR, I was just facing crises after crises every single week in October and November. In October, I found out that I was pregnant. Not exactly part of the plan, and navigating that was a lot. And then later in October, my partner and I decided that we needed to move because we were just having a lot of trouble with our landlord. In the midst of the move, we found out that we had to give our dog away because no landlords were accepting pets. And then finally, when we got to November and we actually started the move, I was just hit with this unbearable wave of grief because coincidentally, November also happened to be the month of my mom's birthday. And so I decided to take a break from YouTube, and instead of posting videos, I responded to all the things that were happening in my life. At first, I felt so shitty about it because I had just made this decision about pursuing YouTube as a career, and it felt like stepping back from YouTube was betraying that decision. But after some reflection, I realized that the reason I picked YouTube as a career choice is because I wanted time to respond to whatever was happening in my life without having to feel like I needed to compromise my well-being just to show up for work, and also to have fun and be creative and bask in the joy that is practicing art. And none of that was possible in October and November. I just had too many things going on. Capitalism also makes us believe that we need to be productive all the time and we need to give our 100% every single day, and that there's no time for rest. And those are just all lies that capitalism has made up and needs us to believe in order for the system that we live in to work. And obviously, I can't just escape capitalism, like it's everywhere. But I do believe that I get to make decisions that are anti capitalist so that I can fight capitalism in small ways and feel like I am taking my power back. And that's exactly what I did in October and November. Instead of sharing YouTube videos, I decided to respond with love to my pregnancy symptoms and try my best to make the moving process as smooth as possible and work really hard to find our dog a loving new home and celebrate my mom's birthday the best way that I know how. I ate really delicious food that I know my mom would have loved, and I went shopping in my mom style, which is just like very slowly browsing through every single stall without really the goal to buy anything in particular. I also decided to start a ritual for my mom's birthday where every year I would write her a letter just expressing kind of how I was feeling about the fact that she was no longer here. Today, I would love to share a part of that letter with you. I have it right here. This is actually my mom's journal that I found when I was sorting through her things. and only half of it is used, so I decided to use the other half for my letters. Happy birthday, Mom. In some ways, that feels like the most normal thing to say, words I've said 20 something times before, stirring up feelings of joy and gratitude and love, celebrating one of the most sacred days to us both, that of the birth of our loved ones. In other ways, wishing you happy birthday in a letter without hearing your response feels like the most foreign thing to do. A reminder that I don't get to make you feel loved anymore, that I don't get to put thought and intention into how I show up for you. I don't think I realized how much of my life was spent loving you. I know that grief is an extension of love, but I had so much left to give you during your life on earth. I wanted to undo any harm that anyone ever caused you. I wanted to shower you with so much love that the world eventually became as hopeful as you believed it to be. I wanted you to receive 10 times the amount of love you poured into the world every day. I wanted so much more for you. After you died, many people spoke of continuing your work so that your spirit lived on within us. And a few people spoke of the regrets they had for not showing up for you the way you deserved. I hope they continue to reflect on how they can love you beyond life. I know I do. I remember one of your dreams while you were alive was to live in a commune where everybody took care of each other. As you look down on the people you left behind, I hope you see us show up every day with love in our hearts towards ourselves and each other. I hope you witness us creating our own versions of communes in our beloved communities. I hope you find comfort knowing that we want to be better and that we're working to be better so that we don't live with the regret of wishing we did when it's just too late. I promise that I won't let the devastation of not having you here with me take away from the celebration that is your birthday. I promise to always make space for joy on November 15th and continue our legacy of loving birthdays. Your life deserves to be celebrated. This is the first of your birthdays that I am pregnant, and that changes everything for me. To know that your lifeline does not end with me. To know that I get the privilege of passing your spirit to another being. That changes everything for me. I cannot wait to see you in my child. I cannot wait to get to know you through them. I know it's your birthday, but thank you for this gift. Love always, your baby. After powering through October and November, I decided to spend December catering to my body to make sure I felt replenished when I returned back to YouTube in January. After all, the winter season is a time for slowing down, a period of rest. I created cozy spaces in every room of my home to make sure that my environment allowed for a regulated central nervous system. I used warm lighting, art created by my friends, flowers, and gifts to decorate these spaces, reminding me of the softness in my life. I also spent December making cards for my family and friends that I hadn't gotten a chance to connect with the last couple of months. Throughout December, I made sure to regularly moisturize my body to protect my skin from the dry winter. Moisturizing is one of the first self-care practices my mom taught me as a child, and it is one I religiously continue to this day. According to the ancient teachings of Ayurveda, applying warm oil to your body is known as abhyanga, and it is one of the most intimate ways to nourish your body with tender love and care. Another way I chose to nourish my body in December was filling my belly with warm and comforting drinks. I actually made a delicious orange white hot chocolate that I'd love to share with you. All you need is a pot, a spoon, some Terry's orange white chocolate, a cup of milk, a cup to drink the hot chocolate. Oh, and also some cinnamon and nutmeg. First thing you should know about me is that I love making hot chocolate on the stove because the flavors infuse beautifully into the milk this way. I start by pouring 1 cup of milk into a pot over medium heat. I just use the cup I'm going to be drinking the hot chocolate in to save dishes. Then I rest my spoon on this cute ass spoon rest. Next comes the Terry's orange white chocolate. I love that the chocolate comes in orange slices. Around 3 or 4 slices should be enough, depending on how sweet you like your hot chocolate. Mix that in, and then you can add the spices. Some cinnamon and a very small pinch of nutmeg. Once that starts simmering, your hot chocolate is ready to be poured into a cup to enjoy. One of the things I'm most proud of doing in December is starting a morning routine again. This was key to bringing my body back into a more regular schedule in time for the new year. I start my morning slow by waking up without an alarm and sitting up in bed for a few minutes until I'm ready to open my eyes. This gives my body and mind some time to process that we're starting the day. I then start my morning workout. Now, before you think gym baddie, let me clarify that my morning workout is not intense whatsoever. It is literally 5 minutes of very gentle exercises that happen on my bed, stretching out the parts of my body where I feel soreness. This is the closest I will ever get to a workout. I then have some breakfast. In the winter, I tend to favor carbs and sweets. For example, a healthy slice of red velvet cake with cream cheese frosting. When deciding what to eat, I basically just listen to whatever my body is asking me to put into it and make sure to eat slowly and mindfully so that I'm paying attention to how my body feels as I eat my breakfast. And let me tell you, my tummy was very happy with this slice of cake. After breakfast, I move into my second morning workout. Again, think less gym baddie and more hibernating bear. I basically spend 5 minutes tidying up the house. I put away anything on my bedside table that doesn't need to be there and soak my breakfast dishes in the sink. I then place any clutter on the surfaces or floors back in its proper place. Tidying up the house every morning helps move my body and clear my mind. Then it's time for me to plan my day. During the winter months, I like to schedule extra time for every task to allow for slow movement and rest time. This helps me prevent overpromising and underdelivering, or generally just feeling overwhelmed about everything I have to get done that day. Once I feel good about the day planned ahead of me, I get ready. I start by taking off my bonnet and massaging my face to wake me up. And then I scrape my tongue to remove toxins from the previous night. Then I brush my teeth. After this comes my skincare routine. I like to keep it as basic as possible, so it's just 5 minutes. I start with a gentle cleanser and then pat some serum in. And then finally, I finish off with a moisturizer. Then it's time to massage my scalp and loosen my curls. To keep my hair moisturized, I spray it with water and scrunch it into my curls. And then I do the same with some leave-in conditioner. On the days that I'm working, I don't like having hair in my face, so I often use butterfly clips or bobby pins to keep my hair in place. Using butterfly clips is a small way to bring joy into my day. I usually believe in a no pants household, but during the winter months, I will occasionally put on pants that make my pregnant belly feel supported. Today's outfit theme is Grandma Chic, and that's the end of my 1-hour winter morning routine. I know that stepping back from YouTube the last 2 months is going to have its consequences. I understand that being consistent on YouTube can lead to more subscribers and more views, and that can lead to monetization. But I also know that I'm an incredibly skilled person, and I don't know how I am going to reach my YouTube goals, but I can live with that uncertainty more than I can live with not putting my well-being first. I'm excited to start making YouTube videos again, hopefully more regularly, while also respecting my personhood, respecting my grief, respecting my process. That for me is non-negotiable, and I don't think any of us should have to give that up. I hate that capitalism tricks us into believing that work should be the center of our life And I'm saying all this knowing that we need money to survive, and sometimes we don't really have a choice. But I just wish that it wasn't that way. You know, I wish the world was different. I wish that we were humans first before workers to uphold an incredibly unjust system. Anyway, on that note, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you being here and continuing to support me. It really means so much, and it gives me so much hope and motivation to continue to make YouTube videos on my terms. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.